Cowboys Nation, what's going on? It's Alex back again with another big update, and before we dive into today's breaking news, I need to stop real quick because I know most of you watch my videos every single day but still haven't subscribed, so if you are one of those people, do me a favor right now, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss any Cowboys news, because this channel is built for you, the real fans, the ones who live and breathe Dallas Cowboys football. Now let's get right to it, because today's story is one that could shake things up in a big way, and I promise you this is something you want to hear all the way through. So hey race, what's happening? Cowboys Nation reports are coming out that Tyler Booker, our young offensive lineman, is likely headed to injured reserve with an ankle injury, and this is the type of news that hits hard because you and I both know the offensive line is the backbone of everything we do on offense, whether it's protecting Dak Prescott or opening holes for the run game. It all starts up front, and losing a guy like Booker right now is a big deal. Now, if you've been following Booker, you know this kid has been grinding since he stepped on the field. He brings size, strength, and energy every single play, and he's the kind of player coaches love because he never takes a snap off. So when I heard about this ankle injury, I was like, man, not again, because injuries have been stacking up and the Cowboys can't seem to catch a break in that department. The fact that he could be going to IR means we're talking about at least 4 games minimum where he won't be available, and when you think about the upcoming stretch of games, you realize how much his absence could impact the whole offense. Hey race, why this matters so much. Booker may not be a household name yet, but depth on the offensive line is what separates good teams from great ones. We all know how fragile things can get up front. 1 or 2 injuries, and suddenly Dak is running for his life, or the running backs can't find any space to work with. Booker stepping in has been giving this line stability, and if he's out for a month or more, that means other guys are going to have to step up. But the real question is, do we have enough depth to survive without him? And I'll be honest with you, this is where the frustration sets in, because every year it feels like the Cowboys are battling these types of injuries right when the season is getting into full swing. Fans get excited, momentum builds, and then boom, another injury comes and slows things down. But at the same time, this is football, injuries happen, and it's about how the team responds to it. So now all eyes will be on Mike McCarthy and the coaching staff to figure out the best combination of linemen moving forward. One thing to think about too is how this affects Dak Prescott's confidence in the pocket, because you know as well as I do, when the protection isn't solid, quarterbacks can't settle and they start rushing throws, they start second guessing reads, and that throws off the whole offense. The Cowboys are already in a position where every game matters and every single possession counts, so losing a guy like Booker to IR is more than just losing one player. It's about shaking up the chemistry of the entire line. Now let's talk a little bit about what actually happened to Booker. From what's being reported, it was an ankle injury that seemed to get worse over time. He tried to fight through it, but the swelling and pain made it clear that he wasn't going to be able to perform at the level this team needs. And if you've been around football long enough, you know ankle injuries are tricky. Sometimes they heal up quickly, sometimes they linger all season long. The team is probably being cautious here because the last thing you want is to rush him back and risk making it worse. So instead they are leaning towards putting him on IR and giving him the time he needs to recover fully. So what does this mean moving forward? It means the Cowboys have to lean on other guys, and this is where fans really get to see the depth of the roster, because whoever steps in is going to have to play like their life depends on it. If you're wearing that star on your helmet, you better be ready, because Cowboys Nation is watching and the pressure is on. We've got big games coming up, and if the offensive line doesn't hold up, everything else starts to fall apart. That's just the truth of football. And Cowboys Nation, I want to hear from you. Do you think losing Booker to IR is going to derail the offense, or do you believe the next man up mentality will get us through this stretch? Because honestly, this is one of those situations where the fan base is split. Some people say, hey, Booker is young, we'll be fine without him. Others say this is a bigger problem than people realize, and I want to know where you stand. So drop your thoughts in the comments, because we'll be checking them out now. Another layer to this is what the front office might do. You know, Jerry Jones and the staff, they're never shy about making moves if they feel like the roster needs help. Could we see a free agent brought in? Could we see a trade down the line if the depth doesn't hold up? You never know with Jerry. He loves to keep things interesting, and if the Cowboys really believe they're contenders this year, they can't afford to let the offensive line be the reason they fall short. So keep your eyes open, because moves could be coming if things get worse. And let's also remember, Booker is Still young, he's got plenty of football left in him, and sometimes an early setback like this builds character. Players come back stronger, hungrier, and more focused, and when he does return, you better believe he's going to be motivated to make up for lost time. So while this news hurts right now, there could be a silver lining later in the season if he comes back fresh and ready to roll just when the Cowboys need him the most. The bottom line is this: Cowboys Nation, Booker likely headed to IR is not the kind of update we wanted to hear, but it's reality, and the Cowboys have to adjust. The offensive line is one of the most important pieces of the puzzle, and without Booker for the next few weeks, everyone else is going to have to raise their level. That's the only way this team can keep pushing towards the ultimate goal, and you already know what that is: bringing that Lombardi trophy back to Dallas. And let me just say this, because I know some of you are frustrated and maybe even worried, but remember, this team has been built for adversity. They've been preparing for moments like this, and as fans, the best thing we can do is keep the energy up, keep the faith, and keep supporting them every step of the way. We've been through injuries before, and we'll get through this one too, because that's what Cowboys Nation does. So before I wrap this video up, let me remind you again, if you've been watching my videos but still haven't subscribed, now is the time. This channel is growing fast, and every single subscriber makes a difference, so hit that button, join the family, and turn on the bell so you never miss updates like this, because trust me, the news is going to keep coming and you want to stay locked in with me right here. Alright, Cowboys Nation, that's going to do it for this one. Tyler Booker likely headed to IR with that ankle injury. We'll be keeping a close eye on his recovery and on what the Cowboys do to adjust. In the meantime, make sure you check out my other videos for more updates, because I've been covering everything from player injuries to team decisions, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. This season is already wild, and it's only getting started. I'll be back very soon with more breaking news, so stay tuned, and as always, go Cowboys.